Brain rot is a term that has been floating around recently, and for good reason, as content in horror has degraded to the point where it makes no sense. And in this video, I'll be telling you what the worst type of horror is and how it gets to a point where it isn't even horror anymore because the content is scary. It's the intention behind the videos and what you're being exposed to. Ever since this viral creepypasta-like sensation burst onto the scene in early 2019, causing tons of speculation about whether it's real or not and scaring children across the globe. And where there's interest in a topic, there's a market for profit. So this caused tons of creators to make endless amounts of MOMO videos. It's literally a bottomless pit. If you search up MOMO on YouTube, you get a billion search results of the same manufactured short horror videos with MOMO, with horrible acting, cheesy sound effects, and masks. And the worst part is this formula works every single time. And after a while, people just begin to click on any YouTube video with MOMO in the thumbnail. It'll be the worst constructed short horror film ever, but it will get millions of views, even now in 2024. The MOMO challenge was a viral hoax where many children believed that when they were on their phone watching YouTube or whatever other social media they used, that this creepy lady was going to pop up on their phones commanding them to do violent acts. And of course, just like any other urban legend, struck fear into the hearts of children everywhere, and even went as far as a kid getting scared and calling 911 because he thought he saw MOMO. The origins of this MOMO photo reveal that it's actually a sculpture created by a Japanese artist who was shocked to see the folklore created around this image. The same goes for other mascot horror games like Huggy Wuggy, Siren Head, and Granny, where it has accumulated a really young audience. Making bad MOMO films isn't a problem within itself, and people should be able to create whatever they want, even if it's bad. However, these films being bad and cringy isn't the worst part. Now, how could this potentially be dangerous and be capitalized on by people who have ill intention? Because kids love mascots like MOMO. While it's good nobody was ever physically hurt by this is where it gets a little weird. It's important to note that things like this, especially when they involve impressionable people such as children, and in this case the main audience of MOMO is children, things can get pretty bad. Over the last 5 years, YouTube, as well as its other variation, YouTube Kids, has gotten flack for allowing people to upload questionable content that preys on kids, such as Spider-Man and Elsa videos, which were a hot topic a few years back because it was exposing kids to fetish content. Their favorite characters like Elsa and Spider-Man, where people would roleplay as these characters in inappropriate situations for millions of views, at the expense of children watching content that obviously isn't good for them. This genre is now known as elsagate, and it is a bad influence on the minds of the younger generation. And while it's not as prominent as it once was, it has not stopped, and it just exists in different forms. This isn't just exclusive to MOMO, unfortunately, as many other franchises that are popular amongst younger audiences have also been the victim of this. And while YouTube has claimed they've cut down on this content, it still remains. And due to the fact that these characters have such a chokehold on children that enjoy horror, sick people take this and produce garbage content which rots their brain. Which brings me to how I found out about this. I came across this absolute masterpiece of a video, MOMO Kiss Dame Tu Cosita VR, which is about the type of video I'd expect considering we are in a brain rot pandemic right now. And after some brief investigation, it looks like this channel has a track record of similar content depicting sexual imagery of MOMO and other characters. Children's characters. They aren't even hiding it yet, and YouTube still allows it somehow. The channel named JM Mates, in particular, that has almost 6 million subscribers, and as I previously mentioned, that's right, clearly fetish content. I understand that this isn't directly on YouTube Kids, but this is obviously intended for that audience. And he has to know it is too, because those are all of his fans down in the comments. No grown adult is watching something like this, unless you're a Reddit mod or something. Now, how does this channel have almost 6 million subscribers? The second channel I wanted to talk about is called Funny Horror Animations, and this one is more borderline and not as sexually charged. However, this is the prime example of brain rot. Popular video game horror characters thrown into a video with constant sound effects to further decrease children's dwindling attention spans. It's trash. Studies show that platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, aka short form content, have reduced the average person's attention span from 2.5 minutes down to only 45 seconds. meaning most people will not be able to sit through the entirety of this video without constant stimulation. So here's some sound effects. The worst part about this is these aren't the only channels out there that make these type of videos. These types of videos on YouTube need to be called out at every turn. Someone that is older might see this and think it's just a weird animation, but a young audience that views this can certainly develop long-lasting effects that alter their brain chemistry and affect how they operate as they grow. Children may become desensitized to these topics that are shown in these videos. Remember, it's called brain rot because it literally rots your brain, and it needs to be stopped.